Hello, beloveds. So we're just doing a little check-in here. We're past the full moon, and I've been getting a nudge for a while now to do a live video. So I thought I'd check in. We'll see if anybody pops online here. And this is my first time doing a live video like this. I think we did one session that was a little bit more pre-planned. And so this one is not pre-planned. But we're going with the flow here. So let's see, I'm going to try to open up this chat window here. Okay. Oh, there we go. That's working. Excellent. Hi, guys. This is great. So it looks like you guys get the little notification if you're signed up, which is awesome. So we're just doing a little check-in, seeing how you all are doing. And if anybody has any questions, this would be a good time for that as well, for those that are showing up. Okay, hello. Yeah, it's been quite a transition with this new moon and full moon this month. There's just been so many waves of energy coming in. I didn't even have time I do a post of the Schumann resonance on my Instagram feed. So if you're not already on there, definitely check that out. I definitely try to post on there when the Schumann resonance is bringing in downloads for us, just so that you know, okay, I'm having some symptoms. This is why, the energies are really picking up. So it's just nice to know that that's going on. So I try to post that when I can. But this last week with the full moon, it was like every day, so I couldn't keep up with it. But there's been a lot of transition going on, a lot of downloads, a lot of integration. I've been noticing just a lot of patterns in myself shifting, suddenly wanting to do new things, old memories, old feelings coming from the past that don't really apply to anything that's going on now. I've noticed this, others around me have noticed this. So there's definitely a purging that's been going on to get us aligned with this kind of this new life that's really springing forward here, right? It's a beautiful opportunity that we are being given, and we need to be brave and step into that. All right. And so I'm just checking the chat here a little bit and just see if anybody has any questions for, things going on now with the energy. General ascension questions about reading your own records, things about nothing too personal for right now. More of like a general check-in, or just sharing as well. So we've got, let's see, any spirit messages for me. I'm not really getting anything, Diana. I don't know if this channel is tuned in for that. I already did the full light language transmission for the full moon. So if you guys need that, that is in the full moon video. There's a link to that, so you can download that. It's quite helpful, just in integrating the energy so you can move forward. Let's see, another sharing here. I noticed with my kids, my whole relationship transforming with them. Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, if you are aware of what's going on, you can see that these energies they're shifting things to a totally new platform. Although I've also noticed some things are going back to some of the things that were stable, that were kind of being, I guess, filtered or put to the side when we went through all these transformations. And now those things that they were still in alignment, they were just kind of put to the side, they're now coming back on. So just like routines or patterns or habits that I used to do that I guess were serving me, that were kind of put on hold during the purging, are now coming back online. And it feels good to do those again, right? Because it's not like everything isn't moving as it has been, right? When things are shifting a lot and we're getting so many new codes, it's kind of like, oh, which direction am I going in? Which one is serving me? Which one isn't? Oh, let's try this. Oh, let's go back to this old one. Oh, this does feel good. Why did I stop doing this? Okay, this must be in alignment. Let's go with that. All right. Let's see, we've got another check-in here. This past week has been crazy highs and then big dips. Yeah, definitely. Right, so the highs are kind of that you're getting on that higher path, and this is what the longer light language transmission that came in, they were really working on raising us to that higher vibrational level, that light that is available now for us. And then the big dips will be that purging, right? We got to dump out the old stuff that isn't serving us anymore. So there's more room for the light. And this is what all this soul alignment is, basically, which is pretty much what I'm working with you guys with the whole time, right? The ultimate goal here is soul alignment. And if you follow the Law of One, that's a pretty popular channeled book from Ra. And the other one is A Course in Miracles. So both of these books are very spiritual in terms of ascension and awakening and who we are as our true higher soul selves. And both books, they have just a different way of getting to this place of saying, are you acting from alignment, or are you acting from a place of ego, is what A Course in Miracles would call it. And I think Law of One calls it it's more of like a distraction. I can't remember. They use another term, but it's just different terms for either being in alignment with who you are, or kind of taking the difficult route, right? Going the long way around. I call our soul path, or the aligned path, our golden path, right? It's the one that's it has kind of the least resistance, or if there are weird things that are going on, it's for your highest and best, right? It's not a place that it's kind of endless suffering or repeating suffering, if that makes sense. Okay, we're getting some questions here. Yay, more people are popping online. I'm so glad that I went forward to do this. Okay, people are appearing here from the future or futures, right? Why is this happening, and how? People are appearing here from the future or futures. I'm not really sure what that means, if that's a personal experience or a general question there. But anything that's coming in now is part of where we are going, right? It's like this door has opened and there's this new energy that's here. And so it's the opportunity for these things to pop up kind of out of nowhere. I've heard that a lot of them are quite sudden. And so that may be what you're relating to, James. But yeah, that is, and do a check-in with yourself of, how is this serving me on my path, right? So you can go into Akashic Enlightenment, open your records and say, how is this new person or this new thing meant to serve me, right? And you can get some detailed descriptions about that, all right? Let's see what else. Another question. What was the second book you just said? A Course in Miracles. So there's the Law of One, which is the channelings of Ra, which is a sixth dimensional frequency consciousness. And then there is A Course in Miracles, and that was channeled through Helen Schucman. And they're both in the 80s. One was an ET extraterrestrial channeling, and the other one was this therapist who was channeling in or scribing in direct consciousness from Jesus Christ. So it's just kind of different perspectives, bringing in this higher knowledge of what is kind of like the true laws of the universe, right? Which is what Akashic Enlightenment gets into when there is the Book of Truth, right? And so the Book of Truth, we're working with that unity consciousness and all that is. Okay, and so there's these channeled books just help us tune to that frequency, and then they give us the basics of, kind of do this, kind of don't do that, don't get distracted by this. This is what really happened, right? And so they're realigning us in ways that are outside of kind of more of a dogmatic religion, right? And the dogmatic religions have taken the spiritual consciousness and just kind of given it to us in a way that was supposed to be more controlling, right? And so this ascension is really about breaking out of that and coming into this alignment with ourselves as soul beings and connecting to source, right? A Course in Miracles calls this going back home. Law of One will call this the great harvest, right? And they're saying the souls that are rising to this higher frequency are harvestable, right? You're able to ascend to these higher frequencies, this greater awareness. Okay, so that is the other book. So Law of One, A Course in Miracles, those are two really popular books during this time. Okay, so I'm just taking a check-in on the questions here. I just started speaking light language. Great. But it's a different type every time. Is that normal? Yeah, I've channeled all types of light language, especially when I was starting. I really kind of had no idea what was happening. I was just going with it. And then I worked with my spirit guide in my shamanic journeys, and he would say, oh, this is the Council of Light that's connecting with you. Oh, and then sometimes I would just do my own light language for me, and I could feel that it was just aligning my energy and helping me with whatever downloads were coming in. So oftentimes I'll get a light language for myself that I'll do for myself right before I get the one for you guys. Right. And so they're aligning me and getting me attuned. And then they come in with this larger collective message. But to me, it feels like kind of like if you're turning the channel on a radio or a television set, right? It's like instead of like seeing like a different image on the TV, I get a sense of there's different knowledge coming in, and it just has a different feeling to me, right? Or it's kind of like I just know this is for me, or oh, I need to record this. It's just a sense that I get that something is coming in. So the more that you practice with it, the more that you will understand which types of light language are coming in. And there are different types as well. Somebody sent me a video, actually he may be on here now, that in his light language, I could tell, okay, this is upgrading you to your past, connecting you to your past lifetimes in Egypt, and you're downloading codes from that. So for me, it's more of a intuitive knowledge through all the practice that I've done through shamanic divination, through doing record readings. It's basically you're attuning your listening to the guidance and the energy that's coming in. And you're just really paying attention to what they're saying. So when you receive that light language for yourself, just kind of get a sense of what is this bringing to me? You may see images, you may have a certain vibrational feeling in your body, or what you can do is you can open up Akashic Enlightenment and ask, what was that download I just got? Can you give me some more information on that? What was that about? What did that mean? Okay, I did that a lot at the beginning as well. Ask lots of questions. They're more than happy to give you answers. I guarantee it. All right, so just keep practicing though. That's the most important part. All right, because it attunes your higher chakras to receive, right? And the more attuned you are, the more practiced you are, the more channel frequencies you can turn to, and the better at it you become. Right, and this is what the Mount Shasta retreat that I'm offering in end of July, beginning of August. We're going to be practicing doing that using Akashic Enlightenment. I'll be doing light language transmissions, but it really is about practicing. You're receiving from your records. We're going to practice connecting to higher beings, extraterrestrial, other dimensional beings as well, and there's a vortex there on Shasta. So that really helps accelerate things. It helps to be in a space that is sacred, right? This is more or less why people will go to a shrine or a church in order to do their prayer. The more that people go to a certain place like that, it initiates the energy, it gets used to it. And so it just builds up the frequency. And so it's easier to make a connection there. And so here on Earth, there are some places that are already set up that way in terms of their geological and energetic makeup, right? So Mother Earth has created these kind of like spiritual churches for us. So Sedona is another one. So if you feel called to join the Mount Shasta retreat, that's on my website as well. It's great for an accelerated practice. And if you want some one-on-one training on how to kind of understand what is coming in for you, great place to practice with that. All right. Okay, so let's go forward with these questions. And thanks for all the love, guys. So glad that you're signing in here. Let's see, there's no full stop, dead end. Not really sure what that is. Oh, I'm not really sure. So James, you're kind of writing this stuff. Oh, entities from our possible future are appearing and they cannot all be reconciled. Any beings that are showing up for you, always ask in Akashic Enlightenment, how is this serving me? What am I learning from this, right? Or if you have a specific ascended master that you work with, that you trust, this is In shamanism, you have your spirit guides, your spirit teachers, or your power animals. And they are the benevolent spirit guides that you work with that help you discern these other beings that may be coming to contact you. And this is how I've learned my discernment. I work with my spirits, I understand. And, it's like, well, I've just kind of closed the phone to anybody that wants to talk crap, right? It's like, if you're on the street, are you really going to engage with someone that just wants to cause drama with you? No. So you're like, nah, no thanks. Okay, so anything that's coming in for you, James, yeah, just go ahead and do a check-in, all right? And see how that is serving you in your ascension path, all right? Let's see, I'm recognizing some names here. We've done sessions before, so great to see you all. Let's see. Oh, and Stuart, yes, thank you. He said, gave me the word. The word I'm looking for was distortion. Of course, the law of one text refers to if you are acting in ego, which is what A Course in Miracles calls it. The law of one calls it distortion. You're choosing distortion. So basically, you're choosing to react or put something on top of what's actually there, which ultimately is joy and love. So anything that you're putting on top of that is either distortion or coming from the ego, right? It's coming from fear on either one. But both of them kind of say you're choosing to do that, and you don't have to choose to do that, right? You can choose to stay in alignment and just kind of stay in that higher frequency. You don't have to totally detach from everything, but you can choose another channel, right? This higher frequency channel. Okay, great. Thanks, Stuart, for sharing that. Okay, let's see these other questions. All kinds of upgrades. Yeah, lots of upgrades have been coming through. I'd like to know when the light language will start to flow. Oh, it's really dependent on your soul path and your ascension path on when and how the light language comes for you, right? It's not really something you force. It takes practice, right? So you're tuning yourself to higher frequencies. If you want to accelerate it, deepen your practice. Okay. I offer the Akashic Aura light language attunements where we connect you more with these lifetimes where you were in connection with the light language frequency. You can sign up to do those. Work in Akashic Enlightenment more, work in it daily. Also, come to the Shasta retreat and practice more, right? The more practice we get, the more higher frequency that we have, the more that can just flow through us. And so it really is just a constant practice. A Course in Miracles works a lot with that as well, right? They call it mind training. You're letting go